Hey amores, if you want to see how I got this color on this wig, stay tuned. So first I've separated my colors, honey brown and spiced amber in one bowl, Cajun spice and cinnamon in another bowl, and mocha in a bowl by itself. I have my hair already sectioned off. I am no professional. I low-key had no idea what I was doing, but I just sectioned off the hair so it would be easier to color. Make sure that you have gloves, especially for my ladies that likes their nails done. I hate when I have color all over my nails, so make sure you are using gloves. Now for this look, I wanted the entire back of the hairstyle to be brown. So for the entire back of the wig, I dyed it all the mocha color. So just apply all over in the back. Pretty much what I did, I just dyed all the way up until the lace frontal. I took a little bit of the lace frontal and dyed it mocha as well, but I pretty much just did the entire back of the wig the mocha color. And when you're coloring, make sure that you saturate it with the hair dye, so that way you don't have any spots or blotches, because from blonde to brown is like a big deal. So you don't want to have like a full brown head and then spots of blonde in the back, you know. So just make sure you saturate each piece of hair with that mocha color or whatever color you're using. So as you can see here, I have dyed the entire back of this wig brown, and someone actually told me I could have accomplished this color with regular 1B hair, but I'm new to this, I ain't true to this, so just work with me here, okay? Now I'm going to be using a little Spuilly thingy. It's one of the things that the girls use to, you know, comb out their eyelashes or comb out their brows. And I'm using that to do the frontal because I don't want the color to seep through onto the frontal and spot the frontal lace. So I use that Spuilly just to give it the, you know, I wanted my roots to be a little ash brown in certain locations. So use that Spuilly to help you because the brush might be a little too thick. You might not like it using the brush. Here's a better angle for you to where you can see exactly how I'm using it. I'm just dipping it in the color and then going into the wig, not too close to the lace, and just combing it out so that way my roots can have that brown color. So as you can see, I have done one entire side using my little Spuilly thingy. I did the entire thing brown because I want my roots to be that ash brown. And then I am going to go in on that side and dye it all brown as well. But I just wanted to get the lace out the way so that way I wasn't, you know, doing the roots and then going in and applying the color. So for the most part, I did the entire roots first, and then I'm going to go in, as you can see here, and dye that entire side of the head brown. On this specific piece of hair, it's not dyed or anything. I'm only using the foil to keep that piece that 613 color. I did not want it dyed any other color. So I just put it in a piece of foil to keep it out of the way and keep it away from any other color. Now I'm going to go in again doing my roots as I was doing on the side as well. You're just going to do that wherever you want your roots to be brown. Wherever you want there to be, you know, an ombre effect on your roots, you're just going to go on with your Spuilly and do it there. Now I'm taking the honey brown colors that I mixed and I'm going in and applying that after I have done my roots on this strip of hair. Once I wash it all out, you will see why I did that, but the roots are brown and the remainder of the hair is honey brown. So make sure you saturate that all the way through, comb it through as you see me doing here. And then I'm just going to keep part in the front and just adding the color kind of just how I want it to look. Like as I was doing the hairstyle, I was just thinking about like how the hair would fall. Like if it falls on this side, how the colors will cascade together. You don't necessarily have to do it this way. The way that I did was hard. This was the first time that I am coloring hair of any sort. But for the most part, that's how I did it. I just did a visual of how I wanted the hair to fall. On the other side, you can see that I'm going in with the spiced amber color and the cinnamon, giving it a little bit more of an orangey feel. Also, just saturate it, comb it through, make sure that you're getting that hair all over the color. Continue to part, color, wherever you want there to be brown, you go in with your spoolie, so that way you do your roots and don't get your lace dirty, and you just do that to the entire frontal. I will say this is not easy. A lot of these YouTubers make it seem like this is easy and it's quick and it's 1, 2, 3. No, it took me a couple of hours, and by a couple of hours, I mean it took me about, I want to say at least 2.5, 3 hours just to do the coloring aspect of this wig. I made this wig yesterday, so it's not an easy process. It's not a quick process. Take your time and be patient. It will come together. This was my first ever wig that I colored on 613 hair. For the most part, there were some errors, but it came out really decent. So just be confident in yourself and you'll definitely get the look that you're looking for. As you can see here, I'm going in with a little bit of the orange color because I want it to fall on this side as well. And again, the foil is for no other reason other than to just keep the hairs from touching each other. I could have used saran wrap. I could have just used a rubber band, but I didn't. After each color that I switch, I always wipe my hands so that way the colors don't mix with each other. And this is what it looks like after I have washed it out. I did use the purple shampoo. I don't know. I don't always like to use the purple shampoo, but whatever. Now I'm just gonna go in and install the wig, my favorite part. So I have already sprayed my freeze spray onto my wig cap. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the wig cap so that way it is not all the way out on my forehead. I do not use the Got To Be gel. I only use the freeze spray, and then wherever I need to apply more, I just spray more. But the gel is just a little too messy and it takes so much longer to dry. I don't even bother. Right here I'm using the gel because as you can see, it's a little like lifting and I just want it to lay down. But I'm gonna go in immediately with the blow dryer so that way it dries quickly and it's not a gooey mess. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the spray on top of the gel so it can harden a bit. It's really hard to get these wig caps to lay. These YouTube girls be making it seem like it's not easy because it really has to lay flat. So you really have to be patient. I've realized that when I'm rushing, I don't get the look that I'm going for. So you have to make sure that you have time to do this so that way it's not like botchy. You want your wig to lay, sis. Like you want it to melt. You don't want it to look like it's lifting. I just cleaned it up a little with alcohol there, and then I'm going in with my scissors and just cleaning it up some more. I just took some of my liquid foundation and a little sponge, and I'm applying the liquid foundation to the front where the frontal would be showing, so that way when I part it, it is the same complexion as my skin. This is considered the bald cap method. So I've put the wig on so I can cut the flaps off of the ears. As you can see here, just go in and cut where you feel comfortable. Do not cut all the way to the back of the lace because you do not want to cut your string. If you cut your string, you can ruin this entire unit. So on this side, you can see that I really didn't cut all the way back a little. You see that? I just didn't want to ruin my wig and cut any of the strings. So be very cautious of that. Look at those colors. They look so good. Oh my gosh. Now I'm just going to go in with my Ghost Bond glue. Light taps, ladies. You do not need too much glue. This glue is messy. It's tacky. It gets sticky. So try not to touch it with your fingers and don't use too much. As you can see, I'm using a little wooden stick to just spread it out along my hairline. I'm going to do a second layer once that first layer dries clear. And as you can see, I am putting it a little on the wig cap and on my forehead, just a little, because I want the wig cap to continue to lay flat, but I also want it to, you know, come out against where my hairline would be. You also don't want it too far on your forehead. That looks crazy. Don't do it. Always get those sides by your ears, because I hate when those flaps start to lift. For some reason, my flaps always lift, so I always add a little bit of extra glue there. Once my glue is dried clear, I'm going to go in with the lace, and I'm going to use my comb because I do not want to touch that glue. It is a mess. I'm just using my comb and pressing it into the glue so that way it can lay. And it lays almost instantly, especially when the glue is dried clear. It lays pretty quickly after. Just go in and press it in with your comb. Now I'm gonna go in and cut the lace. Now I'm not using a small scissor, so as you can see, I'm zigzagging when I cut it because it's a hairline. What hairline is perfect? What hairline is a straight line? So zigzag it just a little bit so that way it doesn't look so crazy and so obvious. Same thing here. You go in, zigzag it just a little so that way it don't look too crazy. Now you see, those flaps are lifting. I told you. But we got something for that. I'm going to take another comb. I'm going to get my Got2b gel. And I'm going to go into those areas where the wig is still lifting a little bit. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to spray some of my freeze spray just to get it to lay. You don't have to do too much. Don't add no more Ghost Bond. It'll just become messy. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Use your blow dryer to get it to dry. And I don't like to use too much freeze spray once the wig is on because then it makes the hair a little hard. So be very cautious how you're spraying that freeze spray. Spray it only on the lace. Look at that beauty. Oh my gosh. When the hair starts to stick like that, just comb it out because when you do your baby hairs, that could be a problem. So just make sure it's the lace that you're blow drying and making dry. Try not to have any flyaways there. Look at that melt. Oh my gosh. I'm going to clean it, of course, with some alcohol. Alright, so now that I've got my wig laid, I'm just pulling out some hair, trying to manipulate where my baby hairs are going to lay and how they're going to lay. Add some edge control. Use your fingers for the swoop. It makes life so much easier. Shout out to my girl Evie Delicious, styled by Evie on Instagram. She taught me how to do my baby hairs. The finger game is very important when it comes to the baby hairs. Pause. Same thing here. I'm just pulling the hairs out, trying to figure out where I'm going to manipulate the baby hairs. And once I figured it out, I just use my finger and my edge control brush and I just create that swoop. Small swoops. You don't need a whole bunch. A whole bunch of swoops is just ghetto. You just need a couple of spots where, you know, your typical baby hairs would lay, and that's it. Right here, I just cut it real short. Boom. That's a baby hair. Don't be dramatic. It's not necessary. Look at those colors, so vibrant. Ew. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I hope you guys like this video. Bye.